Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Welcome back, everyone. We are here at Sada Education Society to promote Islamic financial literacy that should help us understand the meaning of Islamic banking and finance. In the last video, we were looking at some of the attributes of sale, because sale or albay is the Quranic prescription over riba, and therefore we need to further examine and investigate the various perspective of sale that we should be able to project based on existing economic and financial transaction. So in this way, we will see that in order for anyone or anybody to conduct a sale, so this must be the merchant and traders. And when the Islamic bank uses the Islamic label to carry out an Islamic banking operation, the basis of the financial product is albay. So we have albay al-murabaha, albay by bithaman ajil, and so on. And for this reason, we need to basically understand, some of the essential feature of albay, and one of which that I think have not been much examined is the role of capital in albay, because in order to run a business or retail and wholesale business or a trading business, of course we need capital. So capital is needed to purchase the commodities intended for resale, and this commodity will be purchased from the wholesaler or from the supplier, and that will require some amount of investment by the merchant. So if the bank is the merchant, the bank requires some funds in order to purchase the asset that the bank will later sell to the customer on credit basis. But then when we look at a non-banking situation where the merchant will require some investment in order to purchase the goods, or to convert the inputs into output, if we are looking at production in manufacturing or farming. So that is different from trading, but in trading it is simply the purchase of goods at a lower price to be resold in the retail market at a high price, and therefore we must be able to see where will the capital be coming from, right? Of course, capital, if the merchant is a sole proprietor, then the capital will be coming from his own money, his own savings. But then if this business is where capital is mobilized from different people, then we are talking about capital contributed by the merchant and capital provided by the other investor. So we can see two modality, whether it is a musharaka capital, where we have quite a number of people contributing capital, and the merchant is the one that is running the business, but at the same time may be holding a majority stake in the business, and therefore this is how we see in the modern time how capital is mobilized in order to run a business. But in albay, the capital will be exposed to the vagaries of the marketplace, and we don't have any guarantee that the capital will appreciate, like what we see in any loan contract with interest. Once the bank gives us a loan, then automatically we owe the bank a debt comprising of the loan plus interest on day one when the letter of offer were accorded to us. However, in Albay, there is no guarantee that we are able to sell the goods at the targeted price, and therefore the capital is subjected to appreciation and depreciation depending on the outcome of the sale. So it is, again, I would like to repeat that without capital, the merchant is unable to buy the goods from the supplier. Hence, Albay cannot exist without capital investment. So this is one of the area that I felt today many of our observers, academia and practitioners are unable to see the role of Albay in production or in the economy. Rather, Albay has been projected as one in which the contract must be valid and sahih, such that it must be free from riba, from gharar, from gambling and from the involvement of non-halal goods. But that is, of course, true and sound. But then when we look at how Albay is contrasted to riba in the Quran, we can see that there is more to Albay other than the Sharia compliant status to warrant it to be legitimate in the product offering. But this conception of Albay is an organic process where we see that in order for the sale to be undertaken, there must be some capital investment, and the sale is not guaranteed, and profit is not guaranteed. So meaning that if the merchant is able to sell at the targeted price, then they will make profit. But if they are unable to sell at the price desired, but at worst they are forced to sell below cost price due to an economic downturn, then the merchant will suffer a loss, and there will be some capital depreciation, right? So so we can look at one example, the fact that the merchant is investing $7 per unit of asset, right? So the merchant will buy from the supplier and pay $7 for each unit, and of course the merchant intend to resell it in the marketplace, and at the desired price of, let's say, $10. So if the merchant is able to sell at $10, he or she will be able to make profit, and there will be some sort of capital appreciation. In the better time, when there is a boom and the demand increases and price goes up to $12, then the merchant would be able to enjoy a windfall profit of $6, and that will lead to capital appreciation. But then in other time, when there is an economic downturn, a recession where demand is low and price has come down and there is no one interested to buy, then the price may go below cost price, and the merchant would make a loss, and therefore there is a capital depreciation, right? So there is no certainty in Albay with regards to price and profit, and because all of this will be influenced by the market forces, and this is how we would like to see the fact that the outcome of Albay is not like the outcome of riba, because in Albay the outcome is only known when the sale is confirmed at the agreed price to realize profit or losses to the merchant or to the business. And therefore, when we see that Albay is able to manifest or to project the so-called an equitable way of arriving at profit and loss. So this is one of the character of Albay that make it more superior than riba, and therefore we should be able to pursue the use of Albay, not only in the so-called spot market transaction, but also in the financial market, where Albay will be used to finance purchases, involving future obligation to pay, inshallah. Right. So this is one important topic that I would like to, share with you about the role of capital in Albay. Inshallah, I will further continue to look into this matter and see how we can see the usefulness of Albay in Islamic banking. Thank you very much. I will see you again. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.